Mass Effect Monday, and I forgot to turn the VPN off. So that's the first few minutes done. Sam will be back soon. He's picking up Nicole from nursery, I believe. I'm here with Liz. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
So, are we back
Yep.
and ready for
Yeah.
continuing?
We're all
Hello, Spectre. I have
we're
a
all good.
business proposition for you.
How did you know I'm a Spectre?
Word travels. Your
So
name
I'm
comes
just
up in
picking
certain
up
circles.
some
I'm acquainted with a
sub-quests,
pair of
turning in some
powerful
other
crime bosses.
quests,
They're hiding on
and
remote
then
worlds, and I have the coordinates. You could do the
possibly
galaxy a
some
favor.
planet scanning, and then going on to the next part of the main mission.
Yeah. I am terrible with facial
What kind of defenses
construction
would
in
these two
games because
have?
I was trying to
I
make him look
haven't
like
the
Patrick
faintest
Stewart,
idea,
and
but
I've
they're
just made him look like
certain
the
to be
bad guy from
armed.
Thunderbirds.
Their partnership soured, and each
To
believes
be
that the other
honest, I
intends to kill
have to
him.
say I
They will be
prefer
well
playing
prepared.
femship simply because you get a better choice of hairstyles for the female.
Yeah, I'd imagine
And
so.
I always end up with a really cool bun.
Oh,
It's the eyes and the color of the hair that I end up changing, but I always go for the really cool.
You're
yeah.
obviously with them. Why don't I just arrest you instead?
Arrested for what? You and I are simply having a conversation. I have excellent legal representation. Arresting me would be a waste of your time.
And what do you get out of this?
We share interests in certain cooperative ventures, but their business practices have forced me to terminate our relationship. Once they are dead, I will manage our organization in a more tasteful manner.
What crimes did these men commit?
They're red sand dealers who make victims of their customers. Those who can no longer pay are sold to Batarians as slaves. They're loathsome, hurting innocent people. They must be ended.
If they're as bad as you say they are, they need to be dealt with.
Excellent. Here are the coordinates. When these men are dead, I will wait for you at the third set of coordinates. Goodbye, Commander. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
Okay, hostile takeover. Let's see, signs of battle. Investigate samples, get activities. Investigate. Right, so all of these are in space, I believe. So that leaves double checking the equipment that I've got these two equipped with.
Commander, it is good to see you again. Would you care to see some of its fantastic items today?
Show me your items.
Oh, this one is pleased to do so, human.
If I
You will
remember
not be
correctly, I
disappointed.
did get Rex, Garrus, and Tolly better armor, so now I just need to get these two armor. So,
Yeah.
Liara. It's got better tech protection, but it's crap otherwise. She can't wear that.
Commander,
Oops.
it is good to see you again. Would you care to see some of its fantastic items today?
Show me your items.
Oh, this one is pleased to do so, human. You will not be disappointed.
So one problem with
Those
this.
things are fun.
Yeah, the Hanar are brilliant. They're just like so bizarre.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, so I've already sold everything.
In every
So
sci-fi property, there's always the warrior race, the money-grubbing race, and the weird and the just The one that talks funny.
Yeah. Well, we've got two that talk funny. We've got the Elcor and the Hanar that kind of talk a bit weird. Elcor more than the Hanar. The Hanar are kind of more the religious type in this game. The Volus are definitely your money makers.
Yeah.
The Krogan are your kind of brute strength. I'm gonna kill anything I need to kill.
Yeah.
And then you've got your Turians, who are your militaristic people.
Imperialists, basically.
Yeah, they are totally like they've got the I think it's 5 years of 5-year military service that they all get trained to do. So you've got to do that. And then you've also got the Asari, who are kind of your diplomats. And then you've got the Solarians, which are the fast-paced scientists. But they also have their spy group, the STG.
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah.
Why were you tossed out of there?
Doran didn't have a clue what I was doing. He assumed I was cheating.
So yeah, and then
But you
you've
were
got your
cheating, were you
humans, which are kind of like dipping
just
their
tipping
fingers
scales in my favor.
into
It was an
everything to
experiment.
find everything.
Still sounds like cheating to me.
Sounds
To you,
like humans,
but
to be
this
honest.
device is merely intended to simulate situations and record results.
They're like,
Recording
well,
losses is easy.
we've got
because
the
nobody notices
potential to
those.
do any type of job, so
Where are you going? Can I come too?
Why do you need to record these outcomes?
yeah, it's like I want to learn
Now you're
everything
getting to the
there
heart
is
of it.
to know
I've spent
about
the
you.
last
So
5 years
give me all the
developing a
deep.
system that can accurately predict wins and losses on the quasar. I just
It
need a few more
unfortunately
recorded
is
wins and I
rather
can
like
complete
me
the
when I'm playing
algorithms.
these games because it's like so lore heavy.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Well, it's a BioWare
illegal?
RPG. They
It's
are,
illegal to
aren't
use
they?
my system, but I won't
know.
use it. I'll sell it to others. I just need a few more wins recorded.
I think I'll take my chances the old-fashioned way.
Suit yourself. Well, I have some calculations to do. Goodbye.
Alright,
That's not what I heard.
talk to Rita.
Hey, Jenna came back looking for work. Thanks for getting her out of Cora's den.
I was glad to help out.
Yeah, everyone seems real happy to have her back.
I sense that you are less than pleased with her return.
I'm glad she's out of the den. I'd just forgotten what it was like to have her around. I haven't had a decent tip since she got back.
Well, that's what you get for saving your sister.
Yeah.
Now, where's Valoran? Doran, okay.
Welcome to Flux. Name's Doran. What can I do for you?
Are you the owner?
Owner, cook, and bartender. I've even been known to dance a little when the mood strikes me. We've got some quasar stations, if you're interested.
Goodbye.
Enjoy your time here at Flux.
So, done that.
Casinos. That is where you are, right? It's a casino?
Yeah, it's technically a casino slash bar.
Good to see another human.
So, you've got a decision. I can either help the Solarian, like, cheat and fix his cheating machine, or I can ignore him.
I mean, that doesn't sound very Paragon, but what do we get for doing it?
I think it's just some XP and some money.
How
And
are we for
possibly-
XP at this point in the story? Like, are we decently leveled? Oh, Pete's here!
Yeah,
What?
we're level 21. We're pretty good.
Yeah, I think we can ignore him. I don't think we need the XP and money that he would give us.
Yeah, because I think you possibly get some renegade points, and I know you want to be as like Paragon as possible.
Yeah. One of a
So
click this link, you should... I'm not capable of clicking links, Pete. Oh wait, yes I am. Ignore me? Thanks very much. No, not you, Pete. The NPC in the game.
yeah.
Oh god, he
Welcome back,
room rolled
Clive.
me.
Will you be needing supplies for your return to the colonies?
Show me
It's
what
like
you've
being
got.
Rick rolled, but instead of
Most
never gonna
excellent.
give you up by Rick
I'm sure you
Astley,
will find
they send you a
something pleasing.
video of the scene from The Room where he goes, "I did not hit her."
God, I really hate that.
It's so, like, it's painful to watch, but for some reason you can't look away. It's like a car crash.
Yeah, it's like, here comes a train wreck. Get ready to watch.
Yeah. How you doing, Pete? In the... Sam will return shortly, I imagine.
I've been waiting for you to get back.
Hello there. Welcome to Moorland's famous shop. You want many
Hello,
good supplies,
Petra.
yes?
Hello, kitty cat.
Good, just had a couple of teeth
Let
out.
me see what you have.
Ooh, that sounds nasty.
Oh, you will be pleased, I think. Very good things I have. You will see.
Get the armory license. That's handy.
Wait, so who's Geth? No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I know what the Geth are.
Okay, that's good.
I imagine you would have been quite annoyed if I had not been paying attention to that degree.
Got an idea, and I wanted to run it by you.
I've got a lot going on right now, but I can spare a moment.
Great! This'll just take a minute. With so many human colonies being attacked, I'm not sure that one Spectre is enough. What if you signed me on as another Spectre?
Conrad, I don't think that's a good idea.
But I'd make a great Spectre. I'd be right there with you, showing the Council what humanity is capable of.
That's not how it works.
I want to be with
Like,
you, fighting the good fight like you did on Elysium during the Skillian Blitz.
I believe you, Conrad. But there's another fight that needs you.
that's not
What?
how
I
this
don't
works.
understand.
You know what keeps me
Do you
going
feel
out
better
here?
for having the teeth
Knowing
out,
that
Pete?
people back home are keeping humanity strong.
You're right. I just got so caught up in all of it. I wanted to help.
Did you
go
see the
home.
video I put in the Facebook? I haven't
Thanks
yet.
for setting me straight.
Okay, that was some pretty good XP that we just got from that guy.
Was it worth the cringe, though?
Well, we got like 1,000 DXP, so.
Yeah, that was worth a bit of
Plus
cringe.
we got some more, we did get some more Paragon points as well because I Paragoned him instead of punching him out like I normally do.
The Room, if it had good acting. Is that the video you put in there? Oh. I mean, if The Room had good acting, the dialogue would still be terrible. I don't think...
In light of the recent attack on Eden Prime, many colonial investors are pulling their support for future projects. Proponents of expanded human colonization insist that Eden Prime was an isolated case. Nevertheless, colonist enrollment has dropped sharply. Many
It's not
colonial
started.
proposals are
Yeah.
on hold until
So I
backers
can't
have
make
some
certain
reassurance
jokes
that
then.
human colonies will be
Just making
adequately
sure.
protected.
Just a snack. Well, let me open it. Hey Ollie, I'm back.
Hey Sam, how you doing?
Well, I'm glad Liz told me that you're on air because I was about to make a joke and realised I can't actually make it. Because we don't want to get sued.
Logged.
Ah.
The commanding officer is aboard.
About certain
XO
American
Presley
tie wearing.
stands relieved.
Ah, I see.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
You gonna go to Grandma? Or do you want me to open that for you? What? I don't understand what that means.
Hey Sam, idea for a costume. Geth Rollins.
Geth Rollins. I mean, I can see it. Oh yeah, did you know that Mass Effect technically own, BioWare own the Mass Effect, alignment wheel thing? Like they own the rights to it, so no one else is allowed to use it.
That is weird. Like,
apparently, it's a common thing. Nintendo also own the sanity meter.
Pete says, "Welcome back, Sam. Pete is here, by the way."
Hello, Hello, Petey. My friend just messaged me with a comment I won't say online. Don't want to cause drama. And got an email to say stuff is being delivered.
Ah.
Well, I ordered an Easter gift for Liz early.
Oh, very good, very good.
She's getting a teacup, a specialised goth teacup.
Sounds awesome.
It
I
really...
showed you the mug my sister got me for my birthday.
I did. I love it. I want to share it with my sister, so I probably will.
might
Oh yeah,
as well,
how's the stream been going? Any glitches?
Well, I forgot to turn the VPN off once, so we lost the first few minutes of one, but we hadn't done anything yet. So.
Okay.
My sister sent me this mug. It says, "You lied to me, Edward. There is a Swansea."
Ridiculous. I still love the whole, but we can
As we're traveling, I'm just going to...
Okay, Liz is just about to put the oven on, so she'll be back. We can finally go to these places, Edward. Where? Plymouth?
Plymouth? Oh, I need a shave. I'm not gonna do it. I'll go a barber or something, but...
Oh god, you can do the whole hot towel thing.
Well, yeah, it's nice, but also I've got shaky hands. If I shake, I got cerebral palsy hands.
Ollie, I get it. I have only 2 fingers that actually work on each hand right now.
So
properly.
If I shave myself, I will cut my face.
I'm suddenly getting that image of when Homer took marijuana and he shaves his face, like in that ridiculous way that would definitely cut you, and then he bleeds rainbows.
Yeah.
Except I'm expecting you doing a less elegant version.
I did that one video I did that one time. The guy whose hair feels pain like any other appendage.
I loved those. Did you like the toast of Nosgoth?
Yeah, that was brilliant. I will kill you, I shit thee nay!
Oddly, it works in Legacy of Kain.
Yeah. Purchase.
Yes, Matt Berry. If they can't get Simon Templeman to play him, if they ever do another Legacy of Kain where they actually use the characters, they should get Matt Berry to play Kain. I think he could do it.
Yeah.
As long as he can do the laugh.
To shiver the face, to cut the hair, required a grace, required a flair. But if you slip, you nip the skin, you rip the chin, you rip the lip a bit beyond the pair. Okay. Sorry, Pete referenced a musical, so I had to sing a bar from it. It's a thing that we do on these streams. You know that.
I get it. Everyone has a thing. There always has to be a thing.
Ours is apparently spontaneously bursting into song at random moments.
Yes. I did share one of those Transformers abridged things with Jack. I think he liked it. Now, there'll be time for complaining when you're dead. Like, it's just a short scene from the movie where, you know, that bit where Starscream throws everybody out of the ship.
Yeah.
It's one of those that go, and he's like, Astro Train has suggested we lighten our burden. I've been saying that since the beginning, you bloody bellend. Be silent! Now, who's in favor? Laws of gravity aside, who wants to take a large dump? All four? Yay! All opposed, and he covers his mouth and goes, nay. Who said that? It was them! Let's get them, fellas! Wait, we didn't say anything. Now, there'll be time for complaining when you're dead. And then Megatron wakes up and goes, well, what the bloody hell, I just woke up. Now, just dip your head or you'll bang your ass on the wing.
Pete comments with, Jack liked something.
Yeah. Now that Megatron's
yes,
gone,
it's been known to happen.
Yeah, it does happen. Now, since Megatron is gone, I vote we have a fair and democratic election. I nominate myself. I accept.
Just trying
I'm
to get
new
a sense
leader.
Where the crew's at.
Oh, suck me
Thoughts?
doodle,
Is this an
Starscream.
official
We're the
evaluation
hardest
committee?
bastards here.
Or off the
We should rule. Wait, you can't even say your own names right. What chance
Let's
do you
label it
have?
officially off
Yeah,
the
what?
record.
We can't understand a
something on
word
your
you're
mind?
saying, you
Straight up,
indecipherable
there's
tit.
something wrong with all of this. This
Oh no, a
Sarah's looking
fight's
for a
broken out.
lost mass
Right,
relay.
everyone
Who
stop
knows
fighting
where?
or I'll
We
dump you
can't get
out right.
back
Turn
from the
round right
council?
now,
Sorry,
and there'll be
Commander.
no
There's
Cybertron
writing
for
on the wall
anyone.
here, but someone isn't reading it.
Oh wow, a gun.
The council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it
Spare
human
my
nature,
life,
but
Optimus Prime, and I'll grant you 3
Hey,
wishes.
it just
Okay,
seems like
I
a
want
group
you
that's been
dead,
around as
I
long
want your
as the
friends
council
dead,
should
and I
see
want a
this
day
coming.
off.
Sorry if I got too informal.
You
Protocol
cheating
wasn't a big
fuck.
focus back in
I didn't cheat, I just took advantage of some extraneous circumstances. And hand me, you metallic ruffian.
tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled.
Just realised I've not
There are
talked
worse
to the
results
people
of
yet.
accidental exposure to
And
element
that's
zero.
one of the way you get the
Beats the brain tumors some kids grew
quests
up
up.
with.
Seems like you beat the odds. How many didn't make it?
Out of 100, maybe 60 have no effect. 30 suffer adverse effects, little things like brain cancer. The other 10
Oh
show
wow, a
ability to
gun!
augment
I
with
wonder if it's
implants.
loaded.
Not always permanent, though. Not like
Nope.
cancer. Next thing you
Bang,
know,
take
you're out
that,
on
lollipop
Jump Zero.
man.
How's a kid supposed to deal with that? A station at the edge of human space.
You're reading this, I plan to use this gun to take my own life, but as you know, I jumped out of a window. that one will always be funny to me.
You know of
How?
any intentional exposures for certain?
However, in the end, as you know, I jumped out of the
The
window.
exposures were, it was hard to track down accidentals. It was different then. No one knew the potential, so there wasn't a lot of regulation. Anything Kinetics did was gold. I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect, they were damn quick on the scene.
Jump Zero is a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids.
Caden,
But that's my own
Caden,
baggage,
boring.
Commander. No bearing on this.
Alenko, there's
So
no
the
regulation
elimination
that says you
chamber
can't be
certainly
friends with the
happened.
Yeah.
I appreciate
I mean, I thought Sammy winning was too good to be true, but
Well, they know he's a. I think the plan is they're planning to make the Jey Uso thing just go nowhere, and just have it just be Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens taking on the Usos.
well, whatever happens, the bloodline is basically finished at this point.
Well, what's the point in it? Well, to be fair, it was surviving on, you know, it was being held together by toothpicks, wishful thinking, and duct tape and staples for a very long time. Sami Zayn was the only thing that made it interesting. and now he's no longer part of it, but he is more over than Roman is, let's be
you are
brutally
here to
honest.
talk about
I'll give
Benezia's
Roman
death,
credit, he
you
knows
need
how
not
to play an
bother.
asshole.
She brought it upon herself.
I don't want to make this sound like a racial
In the
thing,
end,
but
maybe
all of
she's
his
better off
family
now.
seem to know how to play a good heel.
Maybe. She was a good person.
That wasn't a racial remark. I don't know why you qualified it like that.
It's because
Better to
all of his
remember
family,
her
you know,
as she
being
used to
Samoan
be.
and them all being heels.
Yeah, but that's
And they
more
all
of a
think
Vince
it's on you.
McMahon thing.
Her determination.
Look, granted, he's not. At least he's not doing the Umaga thing, which.
Yeah.
Look, I love Umaga. I really do. I
appreciate your
hate the fact he
concern, but
died
I
as
am
young as he
fine.
did.
Benezia
But I
chose
think
her
that
path,
him and
just as I have
Rikishi
chosen
were,
mine.
well, like
I
the
am
only
with you
unique
until the
ones,
end,
because
Shepard.
let's face it, Yokozuna's entire thing was that he was morbidly obese, and
I'd like to know
by
more
the
about
time
the
he
Asari.
became
We
a
were
main
the first
eventer,
species to
he was
discover
too
the
big to
Citadel.
even move.
We were instrumental in forming the
Yeah.
council.
And
we
Vince
always
made a habit
strive
of
to be the
making fun
voice
of him as soon as that,
peaceful
you know, he was no
cooperation in
longer
galactic
viable.
disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single
Charming
galactic
man, that
community.
Vince.
The
Each
Rock
species
doesn't count
contributes
because the
something
Rock
to the
isn't
greater
actually
whole.
related to them.
Although we seek to understand other species, it
But
seems
that
few
needs-
the
of them
whole
seem to understand
thing
us.
is...
The
I
galaxy
know
is
their
filled
whole
with
thing is.
rumors
I know
and
their entire
misinformation
thing.
about
You could
my
make an
people.
entire MJF
what?
promo about how
Most of the
his
inaccuracies
entire
are centered
Roman's
around our
entire
mating
family have
rituals.
done nothing
My
relevant. His
species
dad
is
hasn't done anything
monogendered.
relevant since the
Male and
60s.
female have no real meaning
Because
for
the
us.
World Samoans were
We
not
still
part of the
require a partner
WWF.
to
They were part of the
reproduce.
really old
This
territory things, and their
second
entire
parent,
gimmick was
however,
just
may be of
tribal
any
savages
species and any
because
gender.
stereotypes in the 70s, and it
I don't
hasn't aged
understand.
well.
Your species
Yeah.
can mate with anyone?
Wrestling is...
Mating
Has
is
changed.
not
Look,
quite
look,
the
look. As
proper term,
Brian
not
Zane
as
has
you
said,
understand
wrestling
it.
only goes forward.
Physical
This is why
contact
he
may or
doesn't
may
like
not be
working for
involved,
promotions
but it is not
that
an
have that
essential
whole
element of the
taking
union.
wrestling back to the
The
old
true
days. He always
connection is
responds with,
mental.
"Okay,
Our
humour
physiology
me."
allows us
When
to meld with
the
other
glory
beings.
days of the golden
We
era,
can
the
touch
Attitude
the
Era, the
very
glory
depths
days of
of
the
their
golden
minds.
era,
We
the
explore the
the
genetic
territory days
memory
of the
of their
70s,
species.
that time when
We
they
share
all
the
wore
most
sheepskin,
basic
or what
elements
about
of
in the
their
Greek days where they
individual
wore
and
nothing
racial
at all?
identities. We then pass these traits onto our daughters.
Wrestling
It
has
is how
only
we
ever
learn to grow
gone
as a
forward.
species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
What happens
And
to your partner
yeah,
after
Roman's
the
come a
union?
long way, but let's be
Every
brutally honest, it
relationship
took him
is
10
different.
years to be able to do a
Some
competent
unions are
match.
a
I don't
single
think he's
encounter
ever
with
going to be able
both
to work as a
parents parting
face
ways
ever
afterwards.
again.
Others can be more long-term.
No,
Sometimes in Asari,
his
the partner
ring
will stick together
skills
for many
weren't the
decades.
problem. Nor really
No,
was...
no, I know his
You know
skills
who
weren't the
Matriarch
problem, but the
Benezia
problem
chose
was
as her
with
partner?
Roman was
She
he
rarely
wasn't
spoke of her
polished.
partner.
The guy's literally
Though I know
spent
my father,
2 weeks in
if you want to use
NXT,
that term,
maybe a little
was
longer,
another
where he
Asari.
basically did nothing. He came up to the main roster and he struggled to do the most basic of things. They
Benezia
kept
never
going,
told you her
look
partner's
how
name?
powerful he is, when he
Union with
struggles
our
and
own
almost
kind is no
shits
longer
himself trying to
common,
lift up
not for
Sheamus
the
for a
purposes of
powerbomb.
reproduction.
Because he physically
Most
does not
Asari
have the
believe
strength
it
to do it,
weakens our
because he's
species.
never physically
Asari
had
daughters
to.
inherit racial traits
Then
from
they
their
put him in
father's
the main
species.
event where he
If
really
both
was not
parents
ready
are
because he couldn't
Asari,
cut a
then
promo,
nothing
not to
has
the
been
level he
gained.
needed to.
Or
He
so
couldn't put on a good
conventional
match with anyone,
I am
and they
what is
hadn't
sometimes
gotten
called
over that whole
pureblood.
Seth leaves the
Though no
Shield.
Asari would ever be
This is
cool
the thing
enough to
people
say
seem
the
to
word to my
ignore.
face. It is a great
When the
insult
Shield
among
broke
my
up,
people. It is
what did
possible
Roman?
Benezia's
What was the
partner
first thing
was
Roman
embarrassed by their
did
union.
when the Shield broke
She
up?
may have been too ashamed to publicly
Carry on as
acknowledge me
normal,
as her offspring.
basically.
He went off and went for the WWE title. I mean, sure, chase that
Maybe she
swag
wanted
all
to
you
meet you,
want,
but
but
couldn't.
Dean
Something
Ambrose
could
was
have
the one
happened.
who actually tried to
Maybe
fight
she
Seth,
passed
and
away.
to their credit, they actually made themselves
You might be
unique,
right.
whereas
I hope
Roman
you are.
still dressed like the Shield,
But
used
I
the
have
music,
no
and
way
still
to
did the
know
same
for sure.
stuff.
Benezia never spoke of her partner.
And the most they did was
Whatever happened,
update
it
their
caused her too
creator
much pain to
wrestler
dwell on
avatar.
it. She raised me by herself, though that
He
is
didn't
not
really
uncommon.
change. They didn't do anything. In fact, they
Many
tried to do the
Asari
Stone
raise
Cold
their
Steve
children
Austin
alone,
thing with him in the
particularly
Royal
if the
Rumble, and
father
it didn't
species is
work.
short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
They put basically the
Well,
problem
yeah,
was never
but that's
Roman.
not why
Roman
they
was-
didn't work. As we
Roman was-
know,
look,
he
Roman was
didn't...
never the problem. We know that he wasn't always the problem. It was the way they chose to use him.
Commander.
Yep.
Is there something you
And
need?
the fact
He was
that he
good.
wasn't Daniel Bryan at the
Goodbye.
time
Yeah,
that was who they
good.
wanted.
All I'm saying is if they're giving Roman maybe 2 or 3 more years, let him develop and let him actually discover who he is. Maybe if they'd done that, they might have got the Tribal Chief a lot earlier, because let's face it, the Tribal Chief is what basically saved his career. Because for a long time, it was a lot of... people after John Cena happened, the fans had this collective thing of
It won't be
we're
long
never
now.
going to just
Saren's
accept
good,
what WWE
but
throws
I'm
in
better.
our face at this point, because that's what John was.
to the core.
Roman was exactly the same, and it was blatantly obvious.
I could tell as soon as I met
They
him.
tried everything that worked with everyone else, not realizing that Roman needed his
Why
own
didn't you
unique
tell me
way
this
to get
sooner?
over with the fans.
would've
Daniel's
if I thought it
worked
was
because
important.
Daniel was a
I think
indie
I'd like
guy
to
that
hear about it
WWE had
just the
spent
same.
years shitting on. Let's not pretend
This
it was
was a while
just a
ago.
recent thing.
A bunch of mercs were
They've been
I
doing
don't
it
think
as
anyone was ever pretending that.
Terminus systems.
Yeah, I'm just saying that everyone treats it like, oh yeah, he won the WWE title, and then that's when they started trying to push him down the card. But no, they've been doing it for years. They were doing it as far back as NXT. Although I have come up with a Joe
I didn't
Hendry
know
style
Saren was
intro for
openly
The Miz if
recruiting mercs.
Joe Hendry ever wrestles him.
It wasn't that
He won't,
open.
but
He
okay.
only showed his face
But basically,
once. We'd been
use the
raiding
Addams
ships in
Family
the area
theme.
for months when we took out this massive cargo freighter.
The losing and the jobbing,
biggest
the whinging
haul
and the
yet.
short sobbing.
I was on board checking bodies.
I remember that
for
other
value.
bit. I had part of the intro planned. It was basically going to mock the fact that all The Miz does is
when I saw
whinge
it.
and lose.
What did Saren want?
Because
with the
that
ship?
is basically his thing. I mean, have you seen what they've done with him the last
He was
few
just
weeks?
moving through the ship.
Not
He
really.
basically got used. He got used as an inanimate object by Rick.
But he never
Is it
spoke
Rick
to them.
Boggs or is it Rick
Never spoke
Boogs?
to
Boogs, but
I had a
Yeah, they
really
basically used him as an
bad feeling about it.
inanimate object.
So I got the hell out.
I mean, it makes sense that he used Dexter Loomis in order to try and make himself popular.
What kind of cargo was the freighter
Right,
carrying?
um,
What was Saren after?
I don't know.
okay, I've completely lost track of what's going on.
Food and medical
Liz is
supplies.
talking to the people around the
There were
ship.
some basic
I'm
weapons, but
trying
nothing
to.
big.
If you've got to do so
there
many
was anything of
dialogues
value
before
on that
you
ship,
get like their
I
mini
didn't see
quests
it.
to unlock,
I didn't
so I'm
mention
just
it sooner.
quickly doing this, and then I've got us an orbit of sub-quests once
Whose ship was
we've done this.
There was a Volus
So it should only take another couple of minutes. Unfortunately, it being a BioWare game, it's dialogue heavy.
No, I like the dialogue.
That's the only
You know,
time you
it's
saw
all good stuff, isn't it? The writing in these games is usually above average for a video game.
If I hadn't joined up with
Oh,
you,
they're really great.
My
And it's like
instincts were
for
right.
Rex's one, I know.
Oh,
if you
Seb's
clap
here. Hey,
across
Seb.
stuff,
Sorry.
we can accidentally come across it. But
So
with
long, Rex.
like Garrus's one, you've got to talk to him so many times before it unlocks. And
Commander, how are you? Why did you want to be a
I
CSEC officer in the
like
first
doing
place?
Garrus's one because you get to kill the
That's a
mad
good question.
scientist
Mm.
Solarian.
There were several reasons, I guess.
Sorry, someone just
Like
shared
what?
a news article, a
Probably
gaming
the
news
same as
article
most
that's ridiculous.
I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people.
Persona 5, why
father had
can't
something
why
to
can't
do with it, too.
Ryuji
He was
date
CSEC,
Joker?
One of the best. I grew up hearing about his
Several plot reasons
seeing his
why.
picture on the vids after a big arrest.
Yeah. Right. Oh, Seb says the guy looks like he's going to talk about his
That's
pocketbook. He was
You'd
talking
think
about
he'd be
the
impressed you're going after
Quarren. No, is it
My
Quarren?
father's a
What's the
CSEC man.
species name?
Do things right, or do you do them
Garrus.
wrong, he says.
No,
Things
the
I'm being too
other guy,
harsh,
Rex, the big
too
guy.
impatient. He's
Oh,
worried I'll
Rex.
become just
Yeah,
like him. He actually
Krogan.
told me I was
Krogan.
Spectre when I was
Quarren was another thing, I imagine.
You were asked to be a
The
Spectre?
Quarians, what Tali is, the
Well,
people
I
who are
was
basically in
targeted
the
as a possible
quarantine
Spectre
suits.
candidate. Me
And
about
Quarrens
1,000
are
other
from
German
Star Wars, so is Rex. Yeah, that's probably what was in my mind.
My father didn't
Yeah,
like
But
the
yeah.
Quarians are a
despises
completely
Spectres.
different thing.
He hates the
Think of
idea
it more
of
like
having
Aqua,
limited
like
power, no
Aquarians, but then just remove the A. It's Quarians.
Yeah. Sci-fi naming conventions, ladies and
suppose
gentlemen.
Just wait till we get
understand
to the
his
court
concern.
case in the second one and she calls
You
someone a
can.
bush tat.
Saren's not gonna
It'll
play by
it'll
all
just
the
make the
rules.
entire
It's just
playthrough
rules.
fun.
If you want to nail
That's a
Saren,
funny
you need to
word.
send someone who
Bush
is
It is.
restricted by policies
Well,
and
she goes,
procedures.
I'm talking about my father, you bush tat.
That's,
Just because you can break
that
the
sounds
rules
like a
doesn't mean you
swear.
should.
That's
I don't
why I
need to stoop
love
to
it.
Saren's level
That's
to
why I
start.
love the Quarian
And
language.
neither do you, Garrus.
Star Trek
I see
running
what
was
you
my
mean, but-
my tutor talked about Star Trek a lot. Oh, yeah, what did he say?
Thanks, Commander.
Okay, so we're a step closer to getting his sub-quest now.
Wumba!
I think it's after we do the next bit. The next couple of sub-missions, I should be able to get it.
Hello, Shepard.
Oh. Let's see now, Ollie, that
you
is a
okay?
Quarian.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Orion, they're kind of
Your
goat
ship
people.
is amazing, and your crew's been really great to me.
Would a
Especially
teenage
your chief
Quarian be
engineer.
a Quarian teen?
But I just sort of
I suppose
feel
so.
Well,
out of
yes,
place.
yes. The name is
The
literally
Normandy
a
runs
reference
so
to
smooth, it
quarantine
feels like we're not
because
even
they have to
moving.
be in those suits
And the
because if they
engines
get
are
so
so
much as a
quiet.
cold, they will
How do
die.
you sleep at night?
Like, any kind of germ will most likely kill them, because they have literally zero immune system.
The silence wakes you up?
They've literally been in the suits for so long, because they've been away from their planet, that their immune systems have basically died. So they need to stay in the suits, and every time they get a tear in the suit, like, it has like an automatic thing that puts like antibiotics and shit through their bloodstream and everything, just to try and keep them alive.
Oh god.
Yeah, put it this way. If you date Tali in the second game, and you have sex with her, you can bring it up in the third game, and she will reference every single thing that made her sick.
Sometimes
Like,
we
she
don't
had a
appreciate what
cold,
we have.
she's had it bunged up, there's phlegm in her throat all the time, she's in pain all the time and everything from it, like she's had like a super cold.
It's given me a
And
whole
she
new
said
perspective
it was
on
totally
my people
worth it.
and our culture.
I suppose so.
You know, there's always a few who go
But
on
yeah,
the
she took a
privileges
helmet
never
off and has sex with you, but apparently
always
just doing
assumed
that made her
something
sick
bad
for
happened
like
to them.
so long.
But maybe they just wanted
He
a
was
different
talking about
life.
how each alien species is an allegory for different flaws of humanity, and how it was radical in the 60s to have a black woman in a role of command kissing a white man. But yeah, Star Trek isn't political.
I could never
Keep your
abandon my
politics
people,
out of
Shepard.
my political
I will go
sci-fi,
back
says
eventually.
Pete.
But we have to stop Sam
It do be
first.
like that, though.
Otherwise, I might not have a home to go back to.
I should go.
See you later.
Okay, that's everybody talked to that I need to talk to. I'm going to completely miss out Ashley because she doesn't actually give you anything and she's not worth talking to, so... Goodbye, stuck-up Poopy.
Oh great, we're down to Frank Drebin's terrible insults from the second movie. Now we can discuss this like the reasonable and rational adults we are, Mr. Poopy Pants. That's out of Naked Gun too.
That's right.
To be fair, he may have at least sold Next Generation to me. That's the one I've been watching a bit of. It's pretty good.
Next Generation's fun.
Well, season 1's a bit rough. Like,
Well, you know, they had to follow on from the original, which
Yeah.
is, you know, like done at that time.
Yeah. I think I've only got to about season 4 or 5 or something. I think it's got the reputation for being the more cerebral one. Yeah. Not sure if that's true. Not so
Looks like
much
this
in
vessel
season
was
1.
abandoned.
It sort of comes
Everything
into
shut
its
down.
own
Only
season
basic
2
life support
onwards.
is running.
Season 1 is what you watch season 1 to get to season 2 onwards.
Yeah. It's kind of like selling you on the basic points, and if you like a few of the tiny bits, you hope it gets better in season 2.
Also, my favourite episode of Lost, The Constant, was apparently inspired by the last
Did you
episode
hear
of
that?
Next Generation.
Sounded like footsteps.
It was always on when I was waiting for The Simpsons to start on BBC.
That was no accident.
Yeah.
The whole place could be a trap.
Oh yeah, I've noticed that they said. Okay, what's the latest Bort posting thing this week? I mean, I know last week it was Dr. Zaius a lot.
I've basically snoozed all my meme groups. So, like, I wanted to call me old-fashioned, but I wanted to see Facebook posts from people I had on Facebook.
That's fair enough. I've been watching.
And I just wasn't.
JRPG ship posts. Just random JRPG stuff.
I've seen that pop up now and then.
Yeah, it pops up every so often. It's got some fun things. Some of it is literally... There is like the occasional one post by one user who always posts something really fucking bad and no one seems to agree with it, but I think that's the entire point.
So it was the bald man show to me, because he
Jacob
was
is
the
showing
most
no signs
noteworthy
of
one.
brain activity.
Kind of like
There's
how
nothing more we
Stargate
can
was
do
the
for
show
him.
with the bald black
wouldn't
guy
want
with
to
the
be
gold
kept
ring
alive
on
by
his
machines,
forehead.
so
Christopher
we're
I
Jones.
think the funniest thing about Next Generation is
Smith
that
is worried about
Riker
Julia's
is
reaction,
exactly
She
the way
can't
that
seem to let
everyone
Jacob
seems
go.
to think that Captain Kirk in the
Stress is making
previous
her
season
implants
was.
flare up, causing
Yeah.
intense
Only he's
migraines.
not
Everyone
the
seems to
captain.
think that Captain Kirk...
It'll
Yeah, everyone
probably
thinks that
be
Captain
easier for
Kirk is some
everyone if we
kind of
don't
sex
tell her
pest,
until after
but in
we shut
reality,
life support
Riker is
down.
actually
Give her a
worse.
chance to.
Because he was the most interesting
Julia,
looking one,
what are
so
you
I
doing
just
here?
assumed he was
Why
the
are you-
main character. I get a lot of Facebook posts from pages I don't even know. Yeah, that happens. And then sometimes the suggested for you pages are downright insulting.
Some that don't even speak English, so I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Well, that's not what it is. It's like, Facebook, why would you think I would want to see that? Why would you think that would be a community that would appeal to me? Like...
Yeah, I
like
get a load of video suggestions. I get a load of video suggestions, and I'm like, why?
Jacob's gone.
What? And
They say his
why
brain
would you
isn't
even think I want to
wanna
see
shut off his
this?
machines. But Jacob's the only thing in the world that matters to me. I don't know how to help him, and it's tearing me up inside. I just feel so helpless, so damn angry. Dr. Smith gave me some meds to calm down, but I didn't take them.
Oh no, they're still doing the Dr. Zayas memes.
I won't.
Don't watch
Oh, and they've
WW2
also
documentaries
got
on YouTube.
they've also
They ruin
got
your
Homer
recommendations. Yeah, I can imagine, Seth.
Wait, there's one I'm looking at now that's got you know that scene of The Simpsons where they go into a strip club and and Smithers is freaking out because the women are dancing around it.
Yeah.
But they basically got that thing, but they've replaced the women's heads with Homer and that woman he went to that hotel with as part of a work thing for the power plant, dancing for the chicken they found behind the bed.
Facebook seems to think I'm a fan of Hallmark movies. I've never even seen a Hallmark movie. Yeah. It's like Netflix with its association skills.
Yeah, Netflix is legendarily weird with it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ollie, did you see the meme that said Netflix bans password sharing, and then underneath it says, "And so the great pirate era began."
Ah, yes. Yeah.
She's showing signs of severe depression.
How are you getting on with the old singular fragment?
But I better warn the captain.
I haven't watched in a long time, to be honest. I've been busy with everything else to the point that I'm trying to get back into it, but I've also got Chainsaw Man on my thing to watch.
Yeah, I keep hearing that's really good, so I do want to give that a look.
My favourite joke I've seen so far is someone going, "We don't have money for food. Don't worry. I've learned this strategy from being poor for so long," and he just goes to sleep.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Which is ironically what they did in the manga for My Hero Academia when it explains why Ochako is the way she is, because apparently she sleeps so she doesn't have to spend money.
On the readouts.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Family's
This
so
body is
poor
just
she
an
just
empty
sleeps.
shell.
Maybe we should shut the machine down.
Mousetrap,
It's the
you may
merciful
also
thing to do.
like the boy in the striped pajamas. Oh, fucking hell.
Oh yeah, by the way, Ollie, I don't know if you've noticed this, but I had Canis Canem Edit on the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
And they've actually changed its name back
You
to
did the
Bully
right
on the
thing,
PlayStation 5.
Oh, cool.
So I was thinking maybe one day of streaming that, even though the Scholarship Edition is better in some cases, but...
Yeah, that'd be something.
Oh well, basically, Grand Theft Auto, but in a school.
Oh, so with more crime.
Well, yeah, actually, yes. When you see how bad the teachers are as well, especially the gym teacher in today's climate is actually more disturbing than it should be.
That's the last of them.
Seb says, can't call it bully. People might think we think bullying is good if we acknowledge its
That
existence.
was actually why they changed its name in the first place.
Yeah,
Or at least
wasn't
when it
that
came-
actually the reason behind the name
Yes,
change?
because look, if you're familiar with Rockstar's controversies in general, you'll know that they liked to raise hell about literally everything they possibly could.
Well, controversy
And bully-
creates cash and that.
Not always. Otherwise, why is Eric Bischoff constantly desperate for money?
Because he's
Or Virgil. Or Virgil. Why don't I just throw that out there?
They'd hate Indiana Jones for admitting that Nazis existed, despite showing them in a completely negative light.
Oh god, don't show Seb Jojo Part 2. His head might explode when you realise that one of them is meant to be a good guy.
Yeah, that's a choice.
Then again, Ultimate Muscle did the same thing.
Oh god, did it?
Yeah, Ultimate Muscle had a good guy Nazi.
Oh god.
I know you only watched a few episodes on Cartoon Network, but they did censor him, obviously, in the Western releases for the obvious reasons. But yes,
I
in the
should
Japanese
hope
one,
so.
obviously. Also, did you know that Dan Housen has his own brand of coffee, and I really want to try it, but I'm afraid I'll be
And
cursed.
Seb says, sadly, Japanese media can sometimes be weird about WWE2, irreverent at best and ignorant at worst.
Well, they just don't really. Well, I don't really know why, but I think I saw a thing once where Chris Hero, the wrestler, went to Japan, and they had like books on it, and they're just like not even trying to like. They're just treating it as if it's just a thing that exists.
Yeah.
I think they go with the mindset that the Nazis have become so much of a joke at this point, they're not really a threat anymore. Although in Japan, I don't think they have the same problem that the West has with skinheads and the lark.
Yeah. I mean...
We've got so many
God.
social constructs that we don't have in the Western world.
Someone's done the Tekken thing with Eddie Gordo versus Dr. Zayas, and it oddly goes well.
It's more for Japan's part in the war. Yeah,
I mean, there is that too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just remembered there's a movie called Bitch Your Sister Is a Werewolf, and and Christopher Lee's in it.
That sounds amazing.
I've seen it. I've seen the advert once, and it's just him like starting the movie at one point going up to someone going, "Your sister is a werewolf." I don't know why, but Christopher Lee just saying that is hilarious.
Yeah, like you could get Christopher Lee to say anything in that voice, and it would sound.
He's a literal He's a literal werewolf hunter in the movie. And he's just telling someone at his sister's funeral that his sister was a werewolf.
Sister is a werewolf. Lollipops.
Or to be called. Oh, they've done the Street Fighter meme. I love these lazy Saturdays. It's Tuesday, Bison. Chun-Li's village.
Brilliant. They don't really have.
I actually found that movie, by the way.
Yeah.
I found it, and it's proudly sitting upstairs for the one time when I want to show Liz the last movie Raul Julia was ever in.
They don't really have a far right of any importance today, but they don't acknowledge or apologise for what the far right did when they were in power during the war either. Right. I think I understand what maybe some either legal or cultural reasons for that, though. I don't really want to get into on stream just in case I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
All I really know when it comes to Japan is they have a thing for like the style of the uniform, which is why it's in a lot of their media, and it is also why SMT3, like the Switch and the PS4 version, couldn't be released in China.
Right.
Apparently because Raido Kuzunoha the 14th, who's like a guest character who appeared in the original version of the game, his outfit is inspired by a certain school uniform and outfit that bears a similarity, because apparently Japan really liked the style of the uniforms.
Yeah, I'm getting what you're putting down.
So what they did instead was, to explain SMT's thing, when they released Shin Megami Tensei 3 over here, originally we didn't get Raido Kuzunoha because it was a game series that he was from a game series that hadn't been released over here, so we got Dante from Devil May Cry instead.
Oh, bloody hell, has it been an hour already?
Apparently. So, yeah, when they released it in China, they just removed Raido Kuzunoha and just gave them the free Dante DLC as just the base thing.
Yeah.
It was the best way to go about it, but apparently Raido's outfit was enough to offend them. Even though, again,
I can see why.
Affiliated, but that was a school uniform at the period of time when Raido Kuzunoha the 14th was around, or at least where his game is set.
So, how are you enjoying this game, Ollie? Well, yeah, it's interesting world building.
This is only the first one. This is only the first one. It gets a lot deeper in the second one, in my opinion.
The exploration in the second one is so much better, but this one definitely sets the groundwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so it's a good setup, because I know well, my stance on the first one isn't as high as the second one. The second one is my personal favourite. Even
Yeah.
if Liz didn't like my first romance option, which I find hilarious.
Really?
She doesn't like Miranda.
Oh, is the second one where that character comes into it? I
Yeah,
know.
Miranda's in the. What do you know? Go on.
I know of the character basically, and
Well, basically, she starts off as a cold-hearted Ice Queen bitch, but as you actually develop time with her, it's more a facade she puts on because she's like a perfect clone of her dad or something.
She was genetically engineered.
She was genetically engineered to be the perfect human or something.
oh god, that's pretty yikes, isn't it?
Yeah, she's cloned from her dad, but then realizes what he's doing, so she's basically in hiding.
Yeah.
And doing all the, but she also has a sister, and she has like a submission where you have to basically save a sister, make sure her sister's safe from her dad.
So she's Karen Cell, says.
She's not as Karenish like at the beginning. She's aware of how good she is.
Like she's a bit stuck up.
But
she's not stuck up without reason.
She's not entitled, is what I'm trying to say. Like, she's aware of how good she is. It's just, she's got a bit of a complex wall she's put up to try and keep people out.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of personality issues that I don't really like. But when you think about the psychosis that all of the knowledge of, like, she was genetically engineered and how that would have affected her, like, you can understand why she's got the psychosis that she's got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She does grow out of it.
She does. Yeah, you're right. She does get better as she gets older.
Yeah.
Right.
Much like how Junpei in Persona 3 is difficult to deal with right at the beginning because of the stereotypical personality traits he's got to have to start with. He does grow over time.
Cool. Like, I'm open to being shown to be disastrously wrong here. I'm not sure I trust, like, BioWare or not, I'm not sure I trust an EA AAA video game to handle the subject of mental health with due grace, shall we say.
Look, you've got to remember that the first two games were made by a proper team. Now, granted, everything did fall apart after they left, after the second game. I mean, even the ending they had planned for this game, the series, got thrown out the window.
Yeah.
Having to, like, redo the ending.
Yeah, they redid the ending because they basically fired everybody who made the first and second game.
Right, we got about less than a minute left on the share play. Did you want me to restart the thing?
Yeah, I'm trying to get up to this so I can do this mission for you, and it's being a butthead.
Yeah. Well,
you're being very family friendly. I appreciate that.
We do have a 4.5-year-old daughter.
That is true.
I'll
That is
just
true.
re-invite you. There we go.
Oh yeah, Ollie, you'll love this. I was explaining the concept of Bargadunk to the staff at the nursery earlier.
Yeah.
I was trying to explain why it's funny to us. They actually get it.
Yeah.
They think the concept of a thing that is never explained and never can be, so it can be applied to anything really, and the sheer confusion it causes on those who aren't on the in-joke is actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
Get up, piece of moon dust.
I don't think moon dust was going to be a slur, but now it is.
Oh, come on, you trolley cart piece of crap. be glad when this mission is over, because this weather is making me sleepy. Save.
Huzzah!
Here, I do not want to lose.
I was saying to Liz earlier, it figures that the one time last week we started early and everything was all good and on time, your connection just decided it wasn't to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, we've since had the phone company sort it out, so
Yeah.
we're sort of doing better than we had been.
I have my marked pitch tomorrow for Love Is to Die. Sorry, which one is that?
I mean, isn't that his James Bond one?
No, that's 007 in New York. Though it does sound like a Bond film. Oh, the one set in Syria. Ah, yeah. I don't think it was titled when I read what I read.
Haha, butt shot.
Summer, dear summer.
Hey.
Oh, he's melted. Oh, I suppose he's not really used to any organisation anymore. Not unless it snows and you need something to grit the paths with.
Oh. And we have an extra comedy tutorial Wednesday morning, so I'll bring the supervillain trade union for that. Oh.
Yeah, the supervillain trade union is hilarious. Yes, I got you soda. Yay! You noticed.
Think we're good, Commander?
Loophole, bitch. I mean, to be fair, nobody tried to turn Voldemort into a cop. We don't know that wouldn't have worked. It's like Seb said on our Film de Siècle video.
I feel that I've got to point out, there's so much that Dumbledore could have done better and different.
Yeah.
But he's completely fine with everybody being abused and being sent back to abusive situations.
Yeah.
He basically is behind two Dark Lords.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Just remember that they put Harry Potter in an abusive situation and then told the Wizarding World, oh no, he's living in obscene luxury.
Yeah. That's a perfect example of Dumbledore just doing Dumbledore shit.
Which is of course why Malfoy sees him the way he does, because as far as he's concerned, Harry's been spoiled.
He is the worst.
Well, that's also another reason why Ron has so many, what do you call it, jealousy issues with him.
Seb says also Malfoy is 10 times gayer than Dumbledore. Yeah.
So Ollie, how are you feeling? Any better?
Getting there.
I can't have you die because you're one of my Horcruxes.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yes. You're one of my... Yeah, you're basically like the snake that eats up all the bad wizards, the good wizards.
Nagini, who is actually a maledictus, which means that she was at one point human.
Oh god, yeah. Fantastic Beasts 2 was such garbage. I didn't even see the third one.
Well, to be fair, they spent all that time. All I know from the second movie is that whole relationship that built up naturally with the Muggle guy and that one witch girl, and suddenly in the second movie it's like a really fucking fucked up relationship
Yeah.
for no reason other than why not.
I thought you were going to say he was one of your whores then.
How to explain the Fantastic Beasts second movie? It's like I asked you to look after my house, and instead of looking after my house, you opened my fridge and pissed all over its contents. Why did you piss all over my baby carrots?
Apparently there are a few other Discworld comics, by the way. There's one of Sorcery, which is the next Rincewind story after The Colour of Magic that I sent you that link to. Yeah. That had Tim Curry in it. That was fun.
Oh, Tim. So, Ollie, how does it feel to know that you're getting all these trophies and you're not earning any of them?
Yeah, it feels alright.
Ollie, you sit on a throne made out of accomplishments that are achieved with lies.
You sit on a throne of lies.
All in all, not a good start to your day.
Say that in David Mitchell's voice. You sit on a throne of lies, Jeremy. Ah. Thank you, Liz. The only Harry Potter movie I'd ever care to see at this point is one about some muggles who dig up the beach and find Dobby's body and think it's an alien.
Is it sad that I think that would be bloody hilarious?
No, it would be hilarious.
Oh my lord.
That you put that out.
Oh yeah, well at least my throne of lies have cushions of good intentions.
Yeah, Dumbledore's greater good totally takes off.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, Sorcery is a graphic novel. Well, it's a novel that was a graphic novel. The other week, I'm like, a journey of evil men, but he's trying real hard to be the shepherd. Ah, good pun, Jack. Good pun. Jack's here. Hello. But what was I saying? Yeah. The concept of the book Sorcery is the number 8 is the magic number in the Discworld. Like literally everything related to the number 8 has magic connotations, and the greater good. Shut it. Right. So a guy has 8 sons, and the 8th son is magic. He becomes a wizard. But then, well, wizards aren't allowed to breed in case they pass on their magic. Or it's against the law, spelt Lore, you see. So, but that wizard had 8 sons. The 8th son of an 8th son. So obviously he's a very powerful wizard. And then that 8th son of an 8th son had 8 sons.
Oh god.
Each of which, had 7 sons, each of which were as powerful a wizard as any to exist. But then he had an 8th son. A wizard squared. A sorcerer. But the source in sorcerer is as in source of magic, sorcerer.
Of course.
And that's a magic number. And yeah, the book Sorcery is about this kid and his very existence and powerful magic threatening the balance of the world. And Rincewind has to do something about it, and if you know, Rincewind is basically like the world's worst wizard. I don't think I've ever actually, like, he's never done magic on purpose. Like he can't. He doesn't have the knack for it.
Well, he does, but isn't it because the book
Yeah.
in the school actually interfered with them?
Yeah, there's a book called the Octavo. It has the 8
Yeah, he
most
can't
powerful.
do magic until after the purpose of the Octavo has like relinquished him or something.
Yeah, well, that's the plot of The Colour of Magic. When he was a freshman, he looked at the book, which you're not supposed to do, and one of the 8 spells got into his head, and now he can't learn any other spells because they're all too scared to be in the same head as one of them. And on that adventure, he meets Cohen the Barbarian.
Oh god.
Carl from the Train Union script should mention being friends with a wizard. Yeah.
This.
Oh, and he also, like, one of the things that gets him out of trouble is in the first book, he meets a tourist called Two Flower, who at the end of the book gifts him his companion, which is a sentient trunk on legs, the luggage, that basically will follow its owner anywhere and just eats people who threaten him. But it's not clear what happens to them. Something dimensional, we think, but yeah. There is no force on the disc that is more fearsome than the luggage.
Yeah.
I like Discworld, it's fun. Mort is a good one as well. That's the first Death book. They're very existential, are the Death books.
I think I've read one of them.
Yeah, I think you got a graphic novel of Mort.
Yeah. Well, it was actually at school when we were at high school.
Oh yeah. I read part of Soul Music in high school, but then I moved classes before I could finish it. Yeah.
Yes, hello, cat. I curry.
Yeah, that was a line from Mort.
Yes, I remember.
I don't know about you, said Death, but I could murder a curry. And then he's like, what's that? It's like, I've heard that Roald Dahl books are being changed.
Yeah, I read that they're changing it so Augustus Gloop isn't fat.
Or they don't use the word fat. Didn't that already happen years ago? I think so, yeah. I think that's just something that happened ages ago that people have discovered that they could possibly be mad about and are therefore jumping over it now.
To be honest, I still like I still am trying to get over the whole Meat Canyon thing with Willy Wonka.
It did in the 60s. I think the Roald Dahl estate insists on it. Nobody's asked for it, but they've done it before. Yeah. Well, it is their prerogative to do that, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's a shame that the law was originally was what 28 years, and then it just became public domain.
Yeah. Oh god. Imagine if that was still the case. I mean, It's
to be
it's
fair,
gonna keep extending as long as Disney don't have permanent ownership of Mickey Mouse. So,
I mean, they can only do it. So they've basically changed it so many times at this point, and from what I'm hearing, they're losing a lot. Disney's lost a lot of its privileges recently.
good, right?
Well, they're no longer a sovereign. You're trying to climb the mountains.
No, it keeps lagging on me.
Oh no.
No.
But yeah, can you imagine if characters did become public domain after 28 years? Oh no, it's kicked you out. Let me.
Yeah, this is going off to make the church.
Okay, do you want to take over for a bit then, Sam?
I will think about it.
Alright.
I haven't. Okay, I will try. I'm not as good with the moon cart as Liz is, which is saying something.
Okay.
Last I heard, they've lost sovereign state status, and they might have to give a bit of their land back to Florida.
Okay, I've invited you to the share play thing.
Oh yeah, Ollie, have you given the Ishin demo a go?
No, not yet.
It's only 2 battles. It is.
Is it like... Well, the Yakuza 4 demo was what sold me on the series when I found that, so...
Okay, it's different in that... Okay. Shit, Ollie, I can't move. You know what that means?
What? The fuel! No! Oh.
Okay.
In Florida because they disagreed with the governor over banning of... Oh god, like...
I mean, to be fair, I am all for Disney losing some power.
As much as we can get away with taking from them, quite frankly, they are far too big. And that has nothing to do with what I might think of any of their properties. I just don't think a company should have that much.
I agree. Also, you know, they have... I mean, the moral stuff they've done aside...
Yeah.
I mean, if you've heard about the thing with the Mulan movie in general...
Oh god, I actually saw that. It was awful. Like...
No, I don't mean the movie, I mean what they did, because where they filmed it is the controversial part.
Yeah, I don't... Like, it was ages ago, I don't remember the specific location, but I remember at the time it was a very controversial thing.
It's a very specific kind of camp, where they put very specific people and sterilise them.
Ah.
And like, they sterilise them so they can't reproduce.
Ah, yes, I remember now.
Their crime is that they have a different religious belief. That's it.
Yeah, I remember
and Disney
now.
thanked them. Oh, and also, you know about the Hong Kong riots and why that went on?
Yeah.
Do you know what a cooling down period is?
Well, it depends on the context.
Basically, what happened was Hong Kong has a 50-year cool down period with the UK in Hong Kong. Basically, the UK owned Hong Kong, or at least it was part of the British Empire until 1997, but they have a cool down period until 50 years from then. They can still have the rights of British citizens and stuff, and they have some degree of democracy. But China's been trying to somewhat force the thing to happen 27 years too early.
Yeah.
That's what the riots were for.
Yeah. It was the Turkestan areas where Muslims are being wiped out for being Muslims. At least Disney have stopped cozying up to China because they've realised they'll never satisfy the census.
Well, yeah, you know about what they want, and if you've ever seen the Black Panther 2 Chinese poster, you'll understand.
I haven't, nor do I particularly want to.
Okay, well, I won't go on. I won't go on. You can probably get the message right there and then.
I think I can guess.
Yes. I mean, they did also not like Captain Marvel because, in their words, her butt wasn't big enough. They have some very weird standards for movies.
I
know she had to have a butt double anyway. Like, she had 2 stunt... Like, Brie Larson, I know she had 2 stunt doubles. And I know one of them.
Seb said it's not just China that said that. They just called it Panther.
But one is a group of people on the internet. One is like the Chinese government in general.
Second crime lord defeated. Almost like
Oh.
falling on, almost like failing on, falling on, almost like falling on even your butt could be dangerous. They just.
I don't know. I mean, if you've ever seen the guy from Cow and Chicken walking on his butt, there's got to be something to it. The butt walk.
I've a controversy about that's all that one be watching next. I had a friend that wanted to watch it with me who was very curious, so I did. You missed absolutely nothing. Like, even divorced from any ethical issues you might have with the film, it's just not very good. That they went to all that trouble and controversy for a film that wasn't even good. Like, I know that's not the point, but it's what it's.
Well, there it is.
Yeah. I went to a 25th anniversary screening of the good Mulan not too long ago. I've mentioned on stream a couple of times.
I love the original Mulan.
Yeah, it's really good.
I mean, it's only a 60-line poem. That's all it is.
Yeah.
With the point of it being literally at the end. There's like this whole thing when trying to say in English comes out along the lines of a female hare can do this, a female rabbit can do this, a male rabbit can do this, but if they run alongside each other, you can't tell the difference. Is the rough English translation.
Yeah.
The point is obvious.
Yeah. It's not subtle. It may not be the point, but it is a point.
It is a point.
I suppose.
That the new movie completely misses the point of Mulan in general, but there we go.
I wonder if Evangeline Lilly's hair can do it. Well, Evangeline Lilly's hair is a very gifted actress.
Yeah,
that's an in-joke between me and Seb that I feel I should explain. I once misread the credits for The Hobbit, and when it said Evangeline Lilly's hairstylist, and I thought Evangeline Lilly's hair was being billed as an actress. Animated Mulan
this isn't Sid's voice. It's not its own thing.
Animated Mulan was a great movie. It really was. Like,
it's horribly underrated.
Yeah, it's hailed as a musical, despite the fact that there's 4 songs in it, and I love the fact that when the war starts, the music stops. That's just a good decision.
Yeah, well, that's a thing. Like every single military around the world has always had like their wartime song thing. That's always been their thing.
Yeah.
And as soon as it got serious, all the music just stops because it's a fucking serious thing.
Yeah, and they transition straight from A Girl Worth Fighting For, which is a pretty jovial song, to happening on the ruins of a battlefield, and that is a really sharp tone shift, and it's just done so well.
The little girl's brave with the doll and everything. That's horrific.
Yeah, and they signal without showing any bodies or blood that the Huns have been through here, slaughtered everyone, up to and including a little girl. It's just, that's good filmmaking. Also, the first scene with Mulan, I was talking to Dan about this last night for Assassin's Sunday. The first scene with Mulan tells you, in a couple of minutes, everything you need to know about that character. That she is not necessarily organised. She has a healthy disrespect for tradition, and finds shortcuts where she can. She's a very creative thinker.
Yeah, there's a literal video that does that, compares the two. I've seen that compares the two and goes through why the original one did more justice than the second one.
Her hair does look different. It's what, Evangeline Lilly's hair? Oh, right, yeah. I've not seen Quantumania yet. I might go tomorrow.
Finally, got up.
Also, is it just me? Evangeline Lilly's hair has been recast. Also, is it just me who thought his daughter looked like a good version of She who must not... I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know who you're talking about, and I'm not sure.
Moving out.
Mummified Solarian.
Oh, Evangeline Lilly's hair has been recast. Oh, I see. Yeah. You might not want to set people off. But yeah, that's what I was driving at.
Yeah.
Let's not pull the pin on any grenades.
Yeah, usually always telling me off for this. Or someone else.
Yeah.
Not Pete. Not poor, innocent Petey.
Alright. His daughter looked like a good version. Right. Yeah, let's not get on to any drama stuff, shall we?
Set on the moon.
Yeah. On the moon. Can't say I see the resemblance. Oh!
Well, this isn't the moon, it's technically a planet, I believe. But it's driving like a moon cart because it's low gravity. I really hate these ones.
Right,
We
Mum
all
just
hate
dropped food in.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not like I need to control the game anyway, is it?
I know. So you level, you bastard.
Get out.
There we go.
There we go. Didn't want to get out while the maker was literally on top of it. I've done that before. It does not work out well for me. Getting to Mako. Normandy. Journal. Hostile takeover. Fortuna. But as we're here, I'm
Let's
just gonna
get
clap
pissed
down.
and watch Pokemon, says Pete. That is a thing you can edit Bill Nighy to say now.
Mm-hmm.
Fortuna. Me. Let's go Paragon this thing.
Woo!
Come on, Rex. We're gonna take you out for a spin. Yeah.
If you're a Pokemon, what type would you be? Magnemite, always. He has an eyeball and floats. You'd be right at home in Portal.
There we go. I want him to have that. Yes, please. Let's see what shotgun can I give you. Like you're above and beyond already. Well, that's a better amp for you, so we'll give you that. Okay, my dude. Okay, there's Mako. 2, 3, 4.
So you say they don't really have vehicle parts in the next one, do they?
I mean, there is a DLC that is literally mostly vehicles, but it's
like a hovercraft.
yeah, it's a hovercraft, and that's about it. The rest is like you're just dumped into like an area and you just have to like wander it.
Yeah, there's not really a Mako in the next one.
Yeah. The quote yard, see, they took all those complaints and threw them out and just got rid of them along with the fucking Mako itself. Yeah, it did.
We'll admit the hovercraft is slightly annoying, but not nearly as bad as Mako. And I will say, what they did for Andromeda was so much better.
Oh yeah.
Nomad is so good compared to this.
I know. It's like one of the only things the game has going for it.
It's like they watched other companies make these space carts and they went, that doesn't work, this works. And that's how they got it.
Yeah.
Korean insignia. Woohoo. Right, let's go Paragon this bitch.
Is there any other series runs you'd want to do?
Well, I'm trying to think of other series we could do.
Guess who followed me on Twitch the other day? I did.
Who?
I did specifically get back in touch with him after he bought me a birthday present and ask him to. Our old friend Kieran from.
Oh, nice.
From college, who I just mentioned by name. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sure he won't mind.
Well, awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, he is aware.
I did notice in the Discord chat.
Hello again, Commander Shepard.
Yeah.
I owe you a debt of gratitude. With my former partners dead, this syndicate is now mine. I could not have done it without you.
I killed them because they deserve it. Now I'm placing you under arrest.
Surely you don't think that necessary. Under my leadership, this organization will restrict itself to gambling and smuggling illegal technologies. These crimes are hardly worth your time. If you press the issue, my assistants are very well equipped to deal with you.
This gang has a reputation for drugs and slaving. It's too late to change that.
Perhaps you're right.
Casino.
Perhaps
Not
this
yet.
organization has been so tainted by those two idiots that it cannot be redeemed. If I disband the gang, I walk away freely. I have not come so far to be arrested. I would die before going to prison. I would most certainly kill before going to prison. Now, do we have a deal?
You're free to go. I don't ever want to see this gang again. If I do...
You won't. I'm not so foolish as to break my word to a Spectre. Now, if you'll excuse me, my men become nervous in the presence of law enforcement agents. Goodbye, Shepard.
Gambling and illegal smuggling. Oh yeah, that makes everything all better.
Yeah, gambling and smuggling illegal technology. Because nothing says we've got nothing to worry about and we're totally fine.
Than smuggling illegal technology.
Yeah, it's illegal for a reason, you bent. I'm sure before it started getting laggy, there's a technology. Look here, have a quick look. There we go. Secure weapon locker. Yo, Solarian. Another Solarian. For being one of the smart races, they've got a lot of idiots.
I do have the first couple of Final Fantasy games on Steam now.
I suppose we could do a Final Fantasy run.
I mean, we've already done most of the good ones, I know, and we usually do those with Ian, who we haven't seen in a while.
I haven't seen in almost 2 years now. Well, it will be 2 years this year if we don't hear from him by Christmas.
Yeah. 2 years. It's been that long. I think it's more like 1 year.
Thank you for the loot. So that's us done another couple of submissions. Let's check the journal. Assignments. Right, do you want me to do a couple more subquests or
How many subquests are there?
Lots.
There's quite a few.
Yeah.
So
What do we reckon? Sam, what do you want to do?
I could because we've got about I'm not quite sure. It was half an hour when I went to check the chicken, and then after that it's going to be another half hour before dinner's done. So I technically could possibly get not Pharaoh's, Vermeer done.
Let's get Vermeer done, because that's the next big decision.
Yeah.
Kill Caden. Kill Caden. Kill Caden. Don't like him or his smug face.
Yeah. How much time is left on the timer? 14 minutes.
There should be a Captain Haig subplot where you get to recreate the Spanish Civil War. Homo sapient fuck.
Leaning on it like she's leaning on a bar and she's waiting for her next drink so she can drink away the pain. And Aiko's making that face at you like when you realise how you eat spiders every night.
Check out those defense towers.
You don't really.
Drop
That's
the
a myth.
Mako. We'll go.
I know.
I'll get you in
She's
underneath
just
the radar.
Aiko just has a miserable face.
This looks like a Halo level.
Ollie, don't get me.
Got a clean drop, Commander.
Start.
What? I just said it looks
Stay out
similar.
of range and continue evasive maneuvers until I bring those AA
Okay,
towers
as
down.
long as we don't start on a whole Halo thing.
Meet you at the
Because
camp
I've
once those
spent
towers
years
are offline.
drumming those games
Joke
out of
around.
my memory. Let's just say it brings back some painful memories. Oh crap, that table's gone ape shit.
Playing as the Chief of Masters.
What?
That's what Seb said, playing as the Chief of Masters.
Oh god, he's been possessed by Matt Hardy. The Chief of Masters.
Wonderful!
Speaking of wrestling, the talk that Triple H is trying to sign Jay White.
Cool.
That could be interesting if they could tie him to Finn Balor if they wanted. The problem is he uses Sister Abigail as a finisher. And his finisher might not, his catchphrase might not be appropriate for WWE.
Pete says it does look like a Halo level.
Oh my god, now I'm looking at it, it does.
Especially with these driving controls, which are basically the driving controls from Halo. Wait, so Sam, who's Geth?
What?
I said, wait, so Sam, who's Geth?
Geth?
I'm joking, of course. We're a good way into the game, and I don't... and I think Geth is a person.
No, Geth is a species. Are they? Would we technically count them as a race?
Yeah, technically they are a species of synthetic.
They were. I mean, they were all created by the Quarians, so you know. I could go into detail, but I don't want to bore the people that are listening who probably won't remember.
I mean, it would at least be relevant to the lore.
Okay, I'll go over what I can. The Quarians had a planet called Rana. Is it Ranark, right? Sorry, thank you for getting my elocution right. Ranark, and on that planet they built a bunch of synthetics in order to help with the menial tasks.
They were technically AIs to begin with, however, they gained sentience through a hive-like consensus.
One of the Geth asked its creator if it was alive.
Does this unit have a soul?
Yeah, does it have a soul? Now, the way the Quarians tell it is that, to begin with, the Quarians kind of tell it that they were terrified of it because if it gained any kind of intelligence like that, the menial tasks would only satisfy them for so long before they started to question more. And then,
not only that, but they were against council law.
Oh yeah, the council law is very...
They about that as well.
Yeah, basically the council has a whole, you can't create, AI, effectively. You cannot do that. It's, very serious law, so they treat it that they tried to get rid of the Geth before they were a problem, but the Geth fought back before they could, amount any kind of force and got basically forced off their planet. So they now live on a colony of, like, ships. They're basically now like space scavengers, effectively.
Oh, I see.
And as such, they've lost any kind of council status, and their race is viewed very poorly by everybody else because they lost their own planet. And a lot of the other species treat it as it's their own fault. So they've had to build their entire culture off living off second-hand ships and everything. What actually happened was that the Geth did ask that, and some of the Quarians did try to kill them all off, but some of the Quarians did actually try and protect them. So the Geth
ended up having Quarians killing the Quarians that were trying to protect the Geth, which caused the Geth to revolt and try to kill the creators that were killing the other creators in order to protect them.
See, it wasn't a whole. The Geth tried to kill the Quarian, or the Quarians. They tried to just, defend the Quarians who tried to protect them. Then it became a self-preservation thing, and so they chased them off the planet. But as soon as they were out of the atmosphere and away, the Geth left them alone, and haven't actually left the Veil since. In fact, they've been trying to keep the planet as is for when the creators come back.
Right.
Like in the third game, you get you run into a character voiced by DC Douglas in the second game called Legion.
Right.
Because what happened was the Geth in this game kind of went off, and the consensus was broken in two. So the Geth.
Yeah, they're technically called heretics by the rest of the Geth.
Yeah, so basically some of the consensus split off and, stayed as the regular Geth with the same mindset and memories that they've had since the beginning. The others kind of went off and worshipped the Reapers, so they're split off. So, yeah, the heretic Geth, which is where that whole rewrite thing comes in the second game, where you can rewrite their memories so they go back to basically being part of the Geth again. Or you can just kill them all, basically. It's a big old moral dilemma, although there is a lot of issues between Tali and Legion to begin with, as you can imagine. You can make the Quarians very uncomfortable if you go to Tali's trial with Legion.
Well, the game doesn't really allow it to be a moral dilemma because it labels one option good and one bad.
I know, but generally, by the third game, you get 3 choices. You can either wipe out the Geth and allow the Quarians to take back their homeland.
Okay, shall we wait until we get there for that?
Okay, but there's a big decision we had to make, and it's not an obvious one, in order to get the third option, basically.
Right.
Like, there is a third option that is better, but you have to do something more that I morally don't agree with, but it helps.
Yeah.
But it allows it... Basically, it's a bad moral decision, but it leads to a better decision, a better outcome for everybody around them. So I don't know if you'd call the whole thing a good or bad moral thing.
Yeah.
Shit, my eye.
Right.
Yeah.
It does look like a Halo. I thought you were saying who's gay in an effort to make Sam say he's gay. Oh, Seb, would I?
Seb, I know you can't see it, but I'm doing the pose of that meme of that guy who looks really disappointed.
How do you know these things? Why are you gay? Yeah, that I actually saw that interview. That was really weird. So, why are you gay? Which is, of course,
Flinch isn't involved in the sale at all.
A meme.
Have we got any Omnigel? Ah, good. Okay, just checking.
Omnigel sounds like a product Omni-Man would sell.
So, for some reason, every time I say Omnigel, I keep thinking of that episode of South Park, the Imagination Land one, and I keep hearing "We make holes in teeth" in the background somewhere. Get a crest gel. God, remember when those things were actually a threat.
So it says, what was funny about it is the guy who originally posed the question ended up being very understanding in the rest of the interview, but was just confused because he didn't know anything about being gay. Yeah, I saw. And it was, there was an out-and-out homophobe who basically crashed the interview and refused to leave. So, yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna feed R2 if your mom's gonna start feeding hers.
He's gonna feed R2.
Okay.
Droids don't eat. I like how he challenged the homophobe once he got told that being gay isn't a choice. That's why R2 is so There is a wide variety of creature designs in this game. You're never
The
sure.
funny thing is, you've seen most of the races, but you haven't seen all of them either. That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
I honestly want to see Ollie's reaction to Javik.
Second,
There's our target,
there's Thane, which we've not seen his Drell, and I love the Drell. I've got to
For
say.
some reason, I somehow think Seb would like the L core.
It's like procedurally
You know, the ones who
aliens
say
and
how
all
they're
that.
how they're feeling while talking in a monotone.
Yeah.
Extremely surprised. I didn't expect to see you here.
Yeah.
They're like Guru, but less expressive.
The L Core is his fan club. Also, my tutor sits like L.
Right, Lisa's just gotta go check the dinner.
You could take over if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna risk this.
Kill them.
Okay, Ollie.
Kill them. That's an Armstrong and Miller sketch.
Suppressing fire.
Kill them or we'll never make it. Alright.
We have to kill them, so you've got to understand, we have to kill them so they won't die.
I met
you
Ben
did
Miller last year. Nice. No Man's Sky. Haven't heard that name in a while. Yeah. I'm given to understand it ended up being a pretty decent game. I played it in VR a bit. That was fun.
Its initial launch wasn't very good, but apparently it got better.
Yeah. It's rare that actually happens.
Well, usually they just abandon.
I'm reading that the grid is down, Commander.
Yeah.
On approach to the Solarian base now. Out.
Ready to continue. On your mark, Commander Shepard.
That's a name I've not heard in a long time. In Manchester at a movie screening. He signed the poster of the movie he was in. Huh.
I'm doing fine. I promise I'm not fucking it up.
No?
You want to switch seats?
No, I'm fine. I'm gonna be having to go back.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Right,
I'm getting so many spam emails today.
I've just got to disappear to take a plate out. I'll be right back. I don't think
fine,
the share play will die while I'm gone.
If it does, you'll know when you get back.
Yeah.
Over there.
Need to get the bank and just kill it. That didn't work quite well. Moment.
No, it was when I see him so small coming after a tank, I'm just imagining one guy armed with a cardboard knife running at an entire fleet of people, and then has the right close and go, and they just have one gun, aim it, and they go, and they just go, pop, and just disappear. It's just how little of a threat they are to you.
I have returned.
That's it.
Yes,
we
you
should
have.
be free to make our way to the camp.
I am here! If you remember that Ted DiBiase clip from his Hall of Fame
yes, the
vignette.
one where he comes in with that overly immaculate cape
Yeah.
to buy what is extensively one of the ugliest title belts in existence.
Yeah. I think it was like a shit version of the gun barrel intro where Bond is just confused about where he is. What, you're a gun? I thought you were an eyeball or something. I was saying to Sam earlier that villain in No Time to Die is called Lucifer Safin. That is that's Star Wars level of shit name.
Ollie, you're familiar with the Reverse Flash, right?
Yes.
You know some of the most tedious shit that he's done?
No.
He went back in time multiple times. In one case, he went back in time to find Barry Allen as a child and move his hand slightly during a baseball game so he would miss. Went back in time to find all Barry Allen's childhood friends and erase them from existence so he'd grow up with no friends. Killed Barry Allen's mother and then framed his father. Then threatened Barry Allen in the present that he was going to go back in time, kill both of his parents, and then pose as a social worker to make sure that he grew up in
The Solarian
care.
captain can explain when you get here.
Yeah.
Killed all of his girlfriend's exes and then killed her after she said she wouldn't date him when he was the last man alive.
Yeah.
Like, he just does tedious stuff to fuck with the Flash.
That's really funny.
There go the Solarians.
Like, this is the kind of guy who would go back in time and get Rancid, like, deliver his bills late, so that it slowly affects his tax credits.
Are you in charge here? What's the situation?
I'm Captain
Okay, this is one of the bigger decisions, by the way.
You and your crew have just landed in the middle of a hot zone. Every AA gun
Hopefully
within
Liz
10
has got
miles
enough
has been alerted
Paragon.
to your presence.
If you want me to save Ashley, if you'll need to double check how to.
Oh, Seb, I assume you'd have mentioned it if there was a problem, but you've left the share play.
No,
It kicks
the
us out.
internet dropped us.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna
Re-invite us.
Yeah, there we go. Right. How is everyone? How you doing, chat? Hi, everyone. Acknowledge our presence.
Join the play session.
Why the hell not? Let's try this again. Acknowledge our presence. Our self-esteem requires it.
Acknowledge me.
Acknowledge me.
No, I don't acknowledge children.
That must make
The only people- the
that
only
must
people
make
who-
Lollipop Man crossings very awkward.
It does.
That's just great.
I'm
What
just
now?
saying the only people who need to scream at people to
stay put
acknowledge
until the
them
council sends the
are
reinforcements we
insecure
requested.
teenage girls.
We are the reinforcements.
What? You're all they sent? I told the council to send a fleet.
Evil Rolf Harris
couldn't
be
understand your
like, I don't
transmission, so
acknowledge
they sent me
you.
to investigate.
Oh.
That is a repetition of our task. I lost half my
Oh,
men investigating
no.
this place.
So what have you found?
Saren's base of operations. He set up a research facility here, but it's crawling with Geth and very well fortified.
What's Saren
What kind
researching?
of research?
He's using the facility to breed an army of Krogan.
How is that possible?
Okay, I
Apparently,
told you about
Saren
the
has discovered a
genophage,
cure
haven't
for
I?
the genophage.
Yeah.
What's so
I think
important
so.
about curing this genophage?
It was the solution to the Krogan problem.
We introduced the genophage to the Krogan population after the
Oh,
uprising
yes.
to quell their numbers. Without it, the Krogan will quickly overrun the galaxy. And these Krogan follow Saren.
The Geth are bad enough, but a Krogan army, he'd be almost unstoppable.
Exactly
That
my
guy
thoughts.
sounded like
We must
Eeyore.
ensure that this facility and its secrets are
So
destroyed.
all the audio's good, Seb.
Oh,
Audio,
okay.
visual, all.
So.
Good.
Our
I'm
people
pretty sure
died.
you'd have
This is-
said if it wasn't.
Oh,
This
it's
cure
a moral
can
dilemma.
save them.
If that cure leaves this planet, the Krogan will become unstoppable. We can't make the same mistake again.
We are not a mistake.
The Rubik's Cube.
Is he going to be a problem? We already have enough angry Krogan to deal
He'll
with.
listen to me.
He'll be fine. I'll talk to him.
I can't let
I'd
Rex
appreciate that,
die.
Commander. My men and I need to rethink our plan of attack. Can you give us some time?
Go ahead, Captain. I'll come back soon.
Well, you've got to
We
give
won't
him
be
the
long,
cure,
Commander.
haven't you?
In the meantime, if you need any supplies,
It's
you can
not.
talk to
It's
Commander
not
Ventola.
just that,
He's
Ollie.
in one of the
These
tents
are
nearby.
not true Krogan. You'll understand in a minute.
Yeah. I wouldn't be so worried if it wasn't for
They're
Rex.
mindless. Yeah, they're
Somebody's gonna
mindless
blow a
tank
gasket.
breads. They're not true Krogan.
You think I should go talk to him?
It wouldn't hurt. Well, it might actually. Just do it carefully.
I'll be careful, but be ready, just in case.
I'm always ready.
Okay. There he is, shooting at the water. Fucking fish.
This isn't right, Shepard. If there's a cure for the genophage, we can't destroy it.
I understand you're upset, but we both know Saren's the enemy here. He's the one you should be angry with.
Really? Saren created a cure for my people. You want to destroy it. Help me out here, Shepard. The lines between friend and foe are getting a little blurry from where I stand.
This isn't a cure, it's a weapon! And if Saren is allowed to use it, you won't be around to reap the benefits. None of us will.
That's a chance we should be willing to take. This is the fate of my entire people we're talking about. If you can't give me a better reason than this to destroy the hopes of my people, then I'm done with you.
I can't let you jeopardize the mission.
So that's it. All this time, and that's all I get from you. How can you not see what this means to the Krogan? This base can't be destroyed. I won't allow it.
Hey, we can do it.
I don't understand why that's a Paragon option.
Because the Krogan are dying off slowly. And the Krogan are a very prideful race of people. These won't be proper Krogan. These will be mindless animals basically being used as drones. They're not real Krogan. It's not a cure. He's basically just cloning them.
Right.
This isn't a cure like what he thinks it is. It's just making more Krogan, but they can't think for themselves, and they'll destroy the galaxy, basically. Because they're working for the people. So...
These Krogan are slaves of Saren. Puppets. Tools to be used and discarded. Is that what you want for your people?
No, we were tools for the Council once. To thank us for wiping out the Rachni, they neutered us all. I doubt Saren will be as generous. All right, Shepard. You've made your point. I don't like this, but I trust you enough to follow your lead.
Yay.
One thing. When we find Saren, I
mean, Ollie sounds like Richard Simmons and Sam sounds like Dr. Claw, but you're audible. Ha!
I'll get you next time, Gadget.
Apparently that gives Jack the chills. Apparently that gives Jack the chills. And that... Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was
yeah,
Robotnik.
Oh, yes.
Your ability
Smell
to
the
calm the Krogan.
pollution.
I'm surprised you were able
Oh,
to
that
reason
really
with a
tickles
Krogan.
the cockles of my heart.
It's weird to think that's the same voice as Winnie the Pooh.
Right, give me my tablet, because I need to...
Sterling Holloway.
Sorry.
Was that Sterling Holloway?
No, Richard Cummings, I think.
No, Jim Cummings.
Jim Cummings.
Oh, right. No, of course it wasn't Sterling Holloway. It's not that old. Sterling Holloway was the original voice of Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, bother. So the point is, we've say that's one of the choices where, you know, Rex could die if you don't, you know, convince him.
Yeah.
And besides which, he's going to get we're going to be able to cure his people in the third game.
Ah, very good.
In what's very hilarious, by the way, if you have Javik with you. Oh yeah, Javik is brilliant because he's basically a space racist.
Uh-huh.
Like he's ancient, like several thousand years old. He's from a time when every other race was basically a primitive creature that couldn't even count. So he's struggling to adapt to the fact that the creatures that were basically animals, if that, in his time, are now the dominant species.
Right. So
Let's
it
just
was
say a lot
literally a
of the
different
let's just say a
time.
lot of the races. Let's just say a lot of the races that are now walking around weren't that evolved when he was around, and they were like eaten like they were like delicacies.
Ah.
Like there's a point where Rex threatens the Solarians and says he's gonna eat their liver or something, and they look at him weird, and then Javik just goes, "It's true. It was a delicacy in my cycle." And they all just look terrified.
Hannibal moment. Yeah.
Well, it's
A
more funny when you
speciesist.
realise that the Asari are treated like the top race in the entire universe, and to him, Javik just sees them as simple animals. I won't stop referring to them as the primitives. He's like,
Can't imagine they like that very much.
Well, no, Liara hates it because he looks down on her.
Yeah.
And he won't refer to them as anything other than their race. He won't even use their names. He just calls her Asari, and then mocks the fact that her people in her time could barely count past their fingers. Although he does seem like Garrus. Because Garrus's people are more a Roman military kind of thing, society.
Yeah.
And all Javik knew in his time was the, military. Though you can get him drunk, which is always fun.
Sounds it.
Oh yeah, getting everyone drunk is funny.
Yeah. Okay, so what are we doing now?
Liz is just looking through because this is also the place. There are two major decisions. The first one is Rex. The second one is whether you want to who you want to survive. Do you want Caden or Ashley to survive? Basically, it comes down to, do you want the racist who learns the error of her ways to survive, or do you want the person who's boring to survive?
Well, neither one sounds like a particularly good option.
Well, one of them has to die, Ollie. You don't get a choice.
Can both of them die?
I wish. Look, Ollie, if I can...
Someone did want it to do that.
Yeah. Look, if I could leave them both strapped to a rocket saying, "Here, Seren, here you go, I don't want either of these fuckers," I would. But I can't. One of them has to live.
I'm using a lightsaber as a backlight.
You should use it to cut your bread. Then you get toast.
Yeah, that's the thing in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yes. A lightsaber butter knife.
Yeah. Yeah, she just...
Ollie, remember that sketch we planned with the guy who lives in a cardboard world? He
Oh,
gets
yeah.
cheated on by his cardboard wife with his cardboard best friend, and then murders him with a cardboard dagger.
Yeah, I was picturing David Mitchell just as he appears in, on panel shows, being the human man,
Speaking with the Krogan.
and everything else is
The assault on
cardboard.
Saren's base will be difficult enough as it is.
I assume that means you've come up with a plan.
Of sorts. We can convert our ship's drive system into a 20-kiloton ordnance. Crude, but effective.
Nice. Drop that nuke from orbit, and Saren can
David
kiss his
Mitchell is a
Turian
human
ass
man in
goodbye.
real life. He is
Unfortunately,
indeed,
the
and that's
facility
why
is
he'd
too
be
well fortified
perfect for the
that.
role of one.
We'll need to place the bomb at a precise location.
Where do we take the nuke? And how do we get there?
The bomb must be taken to the far side of the facility. Your ship can drop it off, but we'll need to infiltrate the base, disable the AA guns, and pacify any ground forces first.
You want us to go in on foot? We don't have enough men.
It does sound a bit risky. Is there no other way?
No, but I think we can work around that. I'm going to divide my men into 3 teams and hit the front of the facility. While we've got their attention, you can sneak your shadow team in the back.
It's a good idea, but your people are going to get slaughtered.
We're tougher than we look, Commander.
You know what I find to be a funny
I
term?
don't expect many of us
Shadow
will make it out
cabinet.
And that makes what I'm going to ask even more.
Like in
difficult.
government, the shadow cabinet sounds like a nefarious organisation.
It makes me think of
You
an
expect me to commit one of
organization that
my
has one of
people to
those
your
tables
command?
in the middle of the room,
We're all
but it's
soldiers
the
by
only
trade.
place where a light
If
is
your people
shining
are
and
not
everyone
prepared to
else
face
is like
such a risk,
obscured from
would you
the
really
neck
want
up.
them by your side?
Yeah.
He's right, Commander. We can't do this without both teams at their best.
Yes, we did
I
evil.
volunteer.
We.
Not so fast, LT.
I
Commander
imagine a
Shepard will
monster in
need
a
you to helm the
cabinet like
nuke.
Monsters
I'll
Inc.
go with the Solarians.
With all
I
due
like his
respect,
stories on
Armor
what I
Chief,
like to.
it's
Yeah,
not
those
your
are
place
good.
to decide.
Why is it that
We
whenever
used to
someone
make
says,
steel.
with all due respect, they really mean
Ollie,
kiss my ass?
Lynn's getting pissed. You need to.
Sorry.
Right, so I give them
Williams,
Ashley,
you'll
and then
accompany
I
the captain.
save
No
the
heroics, understood?
Solarians later.
Aye, Commander.
Okay.
I will have the ordnance loaded onto the Normandy and brief your crew
She does
on
make
its
a good
detonation
point, though.
sequencing. Do you have any questions
Why is it when
before we
someone
go,
says, with
Commander?
all due respect, it really means kiss my ass?
Yeah.
I'm ready when you are, Captain.
Excellent. Then if you'll excuse me, I need to prepare my men.
Well, this is it. Don't do anything stupid while I'm gone, LT. You too, Commander.
We'll be fine. You'll see.
Yeah, good luck.
Can you save Elizabeth Olsen?
It's a dangerous
at least?
situation.
Oh yes, she's not
Keep your
part
eyes
of the
open and be ready for
dichotomy.
anything.
You bet, Commander.
No offense, but says something offensive. Yeah, when someone says no
you all
offense.
know the mission and what is at stake. I have come to trust each of you with my life, but I have also heard murmurs of discontent. I share your concerns.
Why do I have the urge to
We
throw
are
a
trained for
football between
espionage.
his head horns?
We would be legends, but the
Because you're an
records are
arsehole?
sealed.
Yes.
Glorying in battle is
Look,
not
I just
our
don't
way.
like the Solarians. I'm
Think
sorry.
of our heroes.
Except for Morden.
The
Morden's
silent
fine.
step, who defeated a nation with a single shot. Or the ever alert, who kept armies at bay with hidden facts. These giants do not seem to give us solace here, but they are not all that we are. Before the network, there was the fleet. Before diplomacy, there were soldiers. Our influence stopped the Rachni, but before that, we held the line.
Krogan stopped
Our
the
influence
Rachni.
stopped the Krogan.
Yeah,
but
but
before
they're
that,
the ones that
we
gave
held the line.
Krogan weaponry.
Yeah, I suppose.
Our influence will stop Saren. In the battle today, we will hold the line.
Do 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 do.
Good luck, Commander.
Sorry, Ollie, are you getting amusement out of their death speech?
No, I was doing what Seb was doing in the comments. Think of our heroes. We can eat this entire tub of chocolates once the mission is over. Yeah. When someone says no offense, they're either about to say something incredibly offensive or that you couldn't possibly take in an offensive way if you tried. There is no middle ground.
Com check. Do you read me, Commander?
Loud and clear.
Good. We'll start our
Look how
push.
disinterested.
We'll try to make it to the AA guns, but it might be up to you to
I
finish
was
the job.
saying to Liz earlier, I'm
Commander,
terrible with
if you see
facial
anyone-
construction in games. Because I was trying to make
I
him...
know. I've seen your WWE 2K, your WWE game creations.
Because I was trying to make him look like Captain Picard. He just
definitely
looks
use
like
the
the
help.
bad guy out of Thunderbirds.
So these are up to you.
Okay, Ollie, we're gonna. I think this is probably a good time to leave it as is because Liz is about to go do dinner,
Oh, okay.
and I don't want to do any more without her here. I
Alright.
could, but I don't want to because this is our thing.
Yeah, yeah. This is
So
good.
I think this is a good. We've just done the big thing. We've had our victory speech, and we can literally do a JoJo to be continued.
Oh, if only I could program one of those into OBS. There must be a way.
Okay, well, I'll just put some points in. I'll put some points into assault rifles. I'll just level up the squad.
Yeah. Well, while you're doing that, thanks for joining us, everyone who did. Thanks for watching. Oh, we got a consistent, more or less consistent 4 viewers on the back half of that because everyone turned up. Thanks for coming, guys. And
Thank you very much.
We will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.